How much money Coco Gauff has made in 2025 compared to 2024? Coco Gauff has enjoyed a pretty solid 2025, even if some criticism has been thrown in the direction of the American. Gauff has won the French Open in 2025 and also claimed the final WTA 1000 event of the year at the Wuhan Open, where she beat Jessica Pegula in the final. Aryna Sabalenka was slammed for her comments towards Gauff after the French Open, but it was water off a duck's back for the 21-year-old, who claimed a second Grand Slam title. Gauff's serve has earned her some criticism, with no fewer than 431 double faults coming from her racket during the 2025 campaign. Still, it has to be considered a largely fruitful campaign not only when it comes to achievements but also in a financial sense. Coco Gauff's prize money earnings during 2025. In 2025, Gauff won the French Open and also reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. She was beaten in the first round at Wimbledon against the odds, and was then dumped out in round 4 of the US Open after lifting the title in 2023. In the WTA 1000 events, she won in Wuhan and made 2 other finals at the Madrid Open and the Italian Open, with a quarterfinal coming at the Cincinnati Open and a semi-final in China. In total, during 2025, Gauff finished with prize money equating to $7,969,845, which is surprisingly down on last year's amount of prize money obtained. In 2024, Gauff didn't make a Grand Slam final, making semi-finals at the Australian Open and French Open and losing in the 4th round at both Wimbledon and the US Open. She also won the WTA finals and claimed the China Open title during the Asian Swing. Gauff has already announced her first tournament in 2026. Gauff will naturally hope to iron out her service concerns next year and will also want to get her hands on more Grand Slam titles, starting with the Australian Open in January. Before that, however, she has a title to defend, and Gauff has announced that alongside Taylor Fritz, she will play for the United States at the United Cup. This could provide the perfect warm-up for the event in Melbourne, and she will be able to relax, play some tennis and tune up nicely for another Grand Slam tilt. Despite the constant critique, Gauff is a very wealthy young woman, and given how young she was when she burst onto the scene, it's perhaps easy for some of her critics to forget just how young she still is. She's still barely out of her teens and already reads like a financial weather map. Sunshine and storms, sudden spikes after big wins, and the steady warmth of sponsorship dollars. Coco Gauff's 2024-2025 money story is exactly that, a high-contrast picture where prize money graphs dip while the total earnings bar keeps climbing, thanks to the muscle of endorsements and savvy business moves. On the court, prize money fell in 2025. According to the WTA season page, Gauff's reported 2025 prize money haul sits at about $7.97 million. Women's Tennis Association. That's a meaningful drop from the eye-popping on-court totals she posted in 2024. Various tournament breakdowns and season summaries put her 2024 tour earnings substantially higher. For context, one compiled 2024 season tally of tournament payouts lists year-end prize money figures in the roughly $9.3 million range for that year's results, and other season breakdowns put the 2024 total even higher when the WTA finals and certain large purses are counted. Wikipedia +1. Off the court, sponsorship and endorsement cash continue to prop up, and then expand, her total take. Different outlets use different 12-month windows and accounting methods, which is why headline totals vary, but the pattern is consistent. Gauff's brand earnings are massive and growing. Forbes and related industry reporting place her among the very top of the sports earners in 2025, estimating total earnings on and off court in the high tens of millions, roughly $37 million over a recent 12-month span. Forbes +1. That produces an interesting juxtaposition. In raw tournament cash, 2025 didn't match 2024's peak, fewer deep runs and a lower prize money total. Women's Tennis Association +1. But when you add endorsements, brand work and emerging business moves, Gauff launched her own management company in 2025, a sign she's monetizing more of her career directly. Her overall income picture brightened rather than dimmed. Reuters reported on her new management venture and noted her status as one of 2024's highest-earning female athletes, underscoring how business decisions are now part of the earnings equation. Reuters. Why the numbers look different depending on where you look. Prize money versus total income. Sports finance outlets separate on-court pay from endorsements. Prize money is easy to track, WTA tournament reports. Endorsements are less transparent and reported as estimates. Women's Tennis Association +1. Measurement windows, calendar year versus past 12 months, Forbes style, can produce different headline totals. That's why one outlet might say she made $30.4 million in a calendar year while another quotes $34 million or $37 million for slightly different 12-month periods. Reuters plus one. One-off payouts and events. Big events with large purses, WTA finals, certain exhibitions or appearance fees, skew single-year totals. Those don't always repeat. Wikipedia. So what's the narrative in plain creative terms? Picture 2024 as a year when Gauff's on-court engine revved loud and produced a thunderous paycheck, a season of headline prize money and major tournament paydays. Then picture 2025 as the year she built an annex onto the house. The on-court rooms are a touch smaller, but the brand wing, sponsorships, deals, business ventures, got furnished and expanded. The overall mansion of her earnings became larger even if one room, prize money, shrunk. Women's Tennis Association plus one. Numbers first snapshot. 2025 prize money, WTA season figure is almost equal to $7.97 million. Women's Tennis Association. 2024 prize money season totals and tournament breakdowns. Higher, season compilations list totals in the mid to high single-digit millions for on-court pay. Aggregated reporting and lists put 2024 overall income in the tens of millions when endorsements are included. Wikipedia plus one. 2025 total estimated earnings, Forbes-style 12-month window, $37 million, driven largely by off-court income. Forbes. In short, if you're only watching balls and lines, 2025 looks like a quieter year for prize money compared to 2024. If you're watching balance sheets, boardrooms and brand deals, 2025 is another step up. Coco's earnings stayed elite, even rising in total, because she's no longer just a tennis player who signs deals. She's a business owner shaping how those deals work for her. Reuters plus one. In many ways, the money story of Coco Gauff from 2024 to 2025 reads like a tale of two ascending planets. One glowing bright from athletic achievement, the other powered by brand gravity, pulling in sponsors, investors and global audiences. And while 2024 was the year her on-court shine reached a solar flare, 2025 became the year her off-court universe expanded far beyond traditional orbits. Imagine Gauff's finances as a two-lane highway. The first lane is the one fans know well. Prize money, earned point by point, break by break, season by season. The second lane is wider, quieter, and far more lucrative. Endorsements, partnerships, media rights, long-term deals, and new business ventures. In 2024, that first lane was buzzing. She'd come off major highs, big wins, and deep tournament runs, collecting millions along the way.